Good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss about the case study in IoT. That is, what do you mean by IoT? Internet of Things. In Internet of Things, we are facing lot of challenges. So now we are going to discuss what are all the challenges we are facing in the IoT communication. Suppose if I want to send a message, so we have to convert that message into encryption because the third party should not retrieve our messages. So we have to encrypt the data. After that we have to send the data. So the main purpose of this concept is security. So we have to go for security purpose in order to face all those challenges in the IoT. Now we will discuss what are the challenges first we are facing in the security. Can anyone explain what is the challenges we are facing?
We are using many IoT devices in daily life, like smart cars or camera, sensors to make our daily life. But they can also make a serious risk of security. We done a case study in a smart home. In that we noticed very strange things. Like unusually happening, the doors are automatically opening, the lights are automatically on and off. The cameras are turning one by one. It is very distinct IoT. This case clearly shows we must improve the safety of IoT things and regularly check them for any problem and make the security system clear.
So we are facing some of the challenges. So we have to avoid that. So the main purpose to avoid this is authentication, data privacy, encryption. These are all the concepts we are applying in the IoT. Can any another one tell me what is the challenges?
Process like using a simple common password ones. Next, big password ones we want to use. Finding a password without encryption. Using a password we want to strongly password like no one can hack it easily. First of all, this thing we can put a strong password keeping hackers can easily hack. So we want to put password like strong.
Suppose if you want to send a mail, what we will do? We have to type the email address. The next thing, password. So we have to suggest a password. Strong password is very, very important because suppose I want to send a message to him, he has to retrieve the message from me. Suppose you are a third party. Suppose you are taking the data, what happens? Mismatch. So that is the main cause. So as he mentioned that password is one of the important thing in the security challenges of the IoT. The next thing.
Like firm attacks and cloud attacks. As he said, passwords are the main purpose and main playing a major role in security in the IoT. So firm attacks are like low level of firm, like low level software. So they are an operating system. Hackers used to attack the firmwares, not the operating system, because the firmwares are very difficult to detect where the problem has been done and to find out. So we should be very cautious about our firmwares. We should use an authentication and we should get the firmwares. We should buy our firmwares or we should source our firmwares from an authorized dealers, not from local dealers or someone. And we should not always use to change our passwords. We should keep a strong password. Basically, that's the main thing, and it's playing a major role. So, like firmwares are also being used in many places, but in operating system, the firmware roles are important. So, if you are not using the firmware very strongly, then it will be easily hacked by by hackers, mainly it is targeted by hackers. So the firmwares are important, and then the cloud attacks. Cloud attacks are like computing companies like AWS or Google account network. So when the cloud attacks are being targeted, we should also keep a very strong password security. So basically that makes help us to prevent from our attacks. That's our main.
What is the next challenge?
Threats faced by IoT devices. IoT devices pose a significant threat because they constantly collect data such as location information, behavioral patterns, and video recordings, audio recordings, etc. In this case, attackers are able to exploit these vulnerabilities and are able to know the home activities such as when the person were at home, when they were asleep, or they were away from home. This causes significant privacy issues and increases network trafficking, degrading of home networks, and causes large scale hackings and attacks. These are the problems with IoT devices.
To stop these all problems, we should maintain a strong password and strong security. We should update our devices regularly, update our version in forward. Nowadays, the other authentication also is hacking into someone. So the password of other is first level 4 letters and date of birth. So everybody is hacking. It should be developed to still some more. And other people, every year passwords are used in some codes. We should maintain, still we should develop and we should strong our passwords and in the presence of IoT, we should develop and further we should maintain our security as strong passwords.
So just all of you got an idea about what are the challenges that we are facing in the communication and how we are improving the communication without any errors or whatever it may be. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the design thinking concept in satellite communication. So before that, we have to know what are the stages in the design thinking and why we are incorporating the design thinking concept in the satellite communication. Can anyone tell me what are the 5 stages in the design thinking?
Safety and ideal content understanding. So we are incorporating this understanding these needs.
So we know that we are having 5 stages in the design thinking concept. So in satellite communication, how we are incorporating this design thinking? So the first stage is the empathy part. Okay, so how we are relating empathy part with the patient? Sangamitra, can you tell me incorporating that concept?
Basically, empathy is understanding the user's problem and issues. So here, satellites are traveling in rural areas and airlines, navigation, and find driving issues. So these are the areas that are traveling in satellite.
So the main purpose is communication. Suppose if we want to send the data in the rural areas, what happens? What happens in the rural areas? The network connectivity is very slow. So we have to avoid it. So these are all the challenges the people are facing from the rural areas. So we have to avoid that. So the first part is we have to empathize that. What are all the customers' problems? As Sangamitra said, so they are facing a lot of challenges. So the next part is the define part. Can anyone tell me what is the thing we have used in the define part?
Defining the problem statement, we came to know that in remote areas they don't have a network infrastructure properly. Because of that, any emergency situations like disasters or something, they won't get used properly. Because of this, the satellites also taking very slow to processing the messages
is the IoT part. So what are all the ideas we are providing? Can anyone tell me?
And in this stage, we can think of most of the ideas to solve the problem of satellite communication. First thing we can use is low-cost satellites. These are the tiny satellites and cheap, which can launch easily. And the next thing we can use is high-speed communication satellites. These will provide fast internet to all the places, even in villages. And the next thing we can implement is emergency communication channels. These help people to communicate even during disasters when the media communication fails.
These are all the ideas we can implement in the villages sites. Okay. So what is the next step?
In satellite communication, prototype allows engineers to easily experiment and refine their ideas. Example is antenna. Antenna is a physical structure of satellite, and it is made up of simple materials. Antenna is used to lens to test shape, alignment, and how well it captures the signals.
So we have to go for the antenna because we want to broadcast the data. So for that, antenna is the most thing. So for that we have to go for some of the small antennas. So we have to do that. So what is the next stage and what are the applications and what are the conclusions regarding this?
Design thinking in the satellite communication is better than focus the real problem. It's used to be faster and the language easier and more reliable. The applications are reduce the communication problem, satellite communication problem in the rural areas, and easy to communicate the disaster and also the small. Here is to develop the new smaller satellite technologies and strong communication systems.
So we are facing a lot of challenges. So how we are going to rectify that challenges and what are all the ideas we have implemented? Okay. So have you all got an idea how the satellite communications works? Okay. Thank you all. Okay. Good afternoon everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the design thinking concept in satellite communication. So before that, we have to know what are all the stages in the design thinking and why we are incorporating the design thinking concept in the satellite communication. Can anyone tell me what are all the 5 stages in the design thinking?
Design idea, content, understand. So we are incorporating this understanding needs.
So we know that we are having 5 stages in the design thinking concept. So in satellite communication, how we are incorporating this design thinking? So the first stage is the empathy part. Okay. So how we are getting empathy part with the patient? Sangamitra, can you tell me about incorporating that concept?
Basically, empathy is understanding the user's problem foundation. So here, satellites are targeting rural areas and airlines, navigation, and find the guidance. So these are the areas that are targeting satellites.
So the main purpose is communication. Suppose if we want to send the data in the rural areas, what happens? What happens in the rural areas? The network connectivity is very slow. So we have to avoid it. So these are all the challenges that people are facing from the rural areas. So we have to avoid that. So the first part is we have to empathize that. What are all the customers' problems? As Sangamitra said, so they are facing a lot of challenges. So the next part is the define part. Can anyone tell me what is the thing we have used in the define part?
Different problem statement. We came to know that remote areas they don't have a network infrastructure properly. Because of that, any emergency situations like disasters or something, they won't be used properly. Because of this, the satellites also being very slow to processing the properly. So there will be more systems added to change more systems.
So for that we have to provide more solutions. So we have to go, the next part is the idea part. So what are all the ideas we are providing? Can anyone tell me?
And in this stage, we can think of most of the ideas to solve the problem of satellite communication. First thing, we can use low-cost satellites. These are the tiny satellites and cheap, which can launch easily. And then next thing, we can use high-speed communication satellites. These will provide fast internet to all the places, even in villages. And the next thing we can implement is emergency communication channels. These will be people to communicate even during disasters when the communication fails.
These are all the ideas we can implement in the villages sites. Okay. So what is the next step?
Prototype. In satellite communication, prototype allows engineers to easily experiment and refine their ideas. Example is antenna. Antenna is a physical structure of satellite, and it is made of simple materials. Antenna is used to test shape, alignment, and how well we capture the signals.
So we have to go for the antenna because we want to broadcast the data. So for that antenna is a good thing. So for that we have to go for some of the small antennas. So we have to do that. So what is the next stage and what are the applications and what are the conclusions regarding this?
Design thinking in the satellite communication is better than focus the real problem. It's used to faster and the answers easier and more reliable. The applications are is reduce the communication problem, satellite communication problem in rural areas, and easy to communicate the disaster and also the smart. They help to develop the new small satellite technologies and strong communication systems.
So we are facing a lot of challenges. So how we are going to rectify the challenges and what are all the ideas we have implemented? Okay. So have you all got an idea of how the satellite communications works? Okay. Thank you all. Okay.